Rolex Oyster Perpetual Date Submariner, an icon, a legend, and arguably the most recognizable and most copied watch ever. Never has there been a watch more deserving of the attributes mentioned above. Almost 70 years of slow and careful evolution has brought us to this, the 2020 126610LN, or Lunette Noir, describing the black bezel that adorns the top of the case, something that defines almost all dive watches found on the market today. Although the invention of the timing bezel as we know it has to be attributed to Blancpain 50 Fathoms that came a year before the Submariner, it is the Submariner that made it and the dive watches mainstream. It was Submariner that made something that was worn by professionals as a tool, an everyday piece worn by pretty much anyone regardless of their profession. The legibility, ease of use, and robustness, which were essential for a dive watch, also made it a perfect everyday watch. And the universal 40mm size made it perfect for any size wrist. And yes, this one has the same wearability as the ones before it, despite it being marketed as 41. Put it next to a Submariner Date from 50 years ago, and you'll know it is the same watch. That is how small the changes to it are. A Porsche 911's evolution seems revolutionary compared to this. One look at it and 1 minute of wearing it makes you understand why. Rolex simply made it perfect from the get-go. There was no need to make huge revisions or changes. The previous generation 116610 was probably the biggest change the Submariner ever had, with its maxi case that, to me at least, ruined the perfect proportions of the previous models. The chunkiness of the case paired with a narrow bracelet and clasp, and the shorter minute and thinner hour hand were the reasons I never grew fond of it. With this newer one, Rolex went back to the roots, making a step back and bringing it closer to the proportions of the older subs, while fixing the rest of the pet peeves I had with the 116, making it better in every way possible, at least to me. What stayed is the luxurious and dressy nature of the 116. A glossy black lacquer dial, white gold applied markers and hands, mirror polished sides, and the shiny ceramic bezel with platinum inlaid numerals make it a luxury item. But underneath it all, at its core, it is still a tool watch, a capable, robust, and very easy to read timepiece that will take a beating and keep on ticking. And it does tick very accurately. I personally don't mind a mechanical watch that doesn't keep excellent time, as long as it is within 20 seconds a day. I will simply reset the time once a week by moving it either a minute ahead or behind the reference time before the next reset. But with this, I have to do no such thing. With a rated accuracy of plus minus 2 seconds a day, it would be amazing even if it was slightly out of spec. But this example, the way I wear it, has kept almost perfect time, gaining about 5 seconds over a course of a week. That shows Rolex's claims of the blue Parachrome hairspring being up to 10 times more resistant to shock is not just a marketing stunt. This is one of the most accurate and consistent mechanical timepieces I ever had. Rolex still hides their movements under a plain caseback, and no, they're not as pretty to look at as something from a true haute horology brand, but there is beauty in the industrial look of this amazing and robust movement, and I wish Rolex proudly showed it. It really does deserve that. The power reserve has also gone up to modern 70 plus hours. But unlike ETA, which simply lowered the beat rate to up their movements to 80 hours with the Powermatic 80, Rolex revised the mainspring, the whole gear train, and the escapement to achieve that. The new Chronergy escape wheel with revised legs that has also been hollowed out to reduce its mass, something we saw Grand Seiko do first, is apparently responsible for 10-hour increase alone. Another modern feature added is the AR coating. But unlike Omega and many others that applied on both the front and back of the crystal, which I always thought was wrong due to it being easily scratched, Rolex applied it on the underside of the crystal only, just the way I like it. AR coating combined with increased hand size make this probably the most legible and thus most functional Submariner ever. The functionality is brought to perfection on the rest of the watch as well. The butter-smooth bezel with easy-to-grip teeth, the large crown, the clasp with a safety latch and revolutionary glide lock system. The feel, resistance, and sound of all these components as you operate the watch gives such an impression of high quality, you get a feeling the watch will last forever. This is the same feeling I first experienced when I was flipping my JLC Reverso, a sign of over-engineering and tight tolerances. Is it perfect in every way? No. While the dial is flawless, the hands, especially the seconds hand, does have some very small particles of dust on it, seen only under extreme macro. Also, the crown on the rehaut is off to one side ever so slightly, but none of these are bad enough to bother me. As a watch to wear and own, the Submariner Date is amazing in every way possible and worth every penny. As a value, or investment as some like to say, it is only a sure bet if you buy retail. Otherwise, you're better off investing into something else. The beauty of buying at retail is the sense of serenity, knowing you can always get your money back if things in life take a wrong turn. You feel as if you're wearing it for free. I got this because I wanted to treat myself for reaching 100,000 subscribers, but the waiting pushed the purchase to the next year, which turned out even better as my son was born a few months before I got the call for this. That means that one day when this moves from my wrist to his, he will be gifted his birth year Rolex. Meeting your heroes can often lead to disappointment, but in the case of the Submariner, it turned out to be everything I was hoping for and then some, which is why this is yet another watch that will permanently stay in my collection. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed and found it useful. If you did, please like and subscribe, and until the next video, bye.